Hey guys, welcome back to the Sal Pitera channel. I'm Sal and this is
Debbie.
And we're here. This is the 12 hours of YouTube Cruise-A-Thon.
Under quarantine.
Under quarantine. So, if you don't mind, we want to make sure that none of you pass us the virus, so we're going to wear it. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to wear these things. Off they go. Dog, don't eat the gloves. All right. Well, first of all, thank you to the people at YouTube and the other folks who put this together. Pretty cool idea. 12 hours of cruising with you. And I've watched a lot of the channels today, and I've been involved in the chat and a lot of them. I'll tell you, it's a pretty interesting idea. Lots of people have been watching.
Very cool.
So here's what we're going to do. Ours is a little different than most people. First of all, I got to tell you, our studio looks a little bit different today because we're actually building a new studio, and we had to kind of turn things a little angled here because you don't want to see that side of the room, trust me. We did bring Moscato. Lots of people asked for Moscato. You can see him in the background. Our parrot, he's become kind of our mascot for our live videos. He'll probably misbehave at least once during the video, I can promise you that.
Yeah.
And you may see our dogs walking around as well. So before we start, if you're new to our channel, first of all, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Also click the little bell notification. That way YouTube will let you know every time we upload a new video. So our cruise channel is a little bit different than the others that you've been watching today. We like to consider ourselves Carnival experts. We've sailed on Carnivals many, many times. We also had a company that we sold to Carnival Corporation, and we sold as both ways, both working on board as well as passengers on board. So we have lots of insights both ways. And today we're going to answer a lot of questions that people have been asking me through Facebook, through Twitter, through the YouTube channel on where Carnival is at right now, what we expect to see in the near future with everything that's going on right now. And we're even going to take some of your questions live, and we'll give you that phone number here in just a couple minutes. First, we're going to talk about, well, it's warm in here, so I promised my beautiful wife that I was going to make her a drink. So plop that glass up here, and we are going to make, and I guarantee this gets me demonetized with YouTube, but we're pulling out the Bacardi. I'm drinking Core.
And the lime. But you know what we didn't get? We didn't get the Coke.
It's right behind us. She doesn't like them when I make them too stiff, so.
I saw that. Keep in mind, this one only does a single. You can't fit a double in there. That is a lot of rum.
We do buy these giant wine or rum bottles, and there's some other liquid bottles behind me. We buy them on board. They're great. They make great centerpieces and talking pieces here at the house when we have guests and company. I didn't get anything to mix it for you. We only have an hour here. You didn't leave any room for your lime.
No, you didn't leave any room for the lime with all the rum you put in there.
There you go. We'll
Thank
mix
you.
it. There you go.
I don't know about that.
Okay. So again, we primarily talk about Carnival. I am pretty well versed in almost all the cruise lines as well, but Carnival is by far our favorite cruise line. We do business with Carnival. We've worked with Carnival. I've worked on board. So one of the things I get is we do a lot of behind the scenes videos, and Carnival does treat us really well. And first of all, can everybody hear us okay? Let's start with that while I'm talking. And a lot of people tell me that I only like Carnival because they give us the access that they give us on board. And I wanted to dispel that myth while we're talking to you. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's actually backwards. Carnival gives us the access to bring you guys behind the scenes videos and lots of other fun things because they know they can trust us, because they know how much we like Carnival as a corporation and how much we love traveling on board the ships. So it's actually backwards. Carnival doesn't sponsor us financially. They don't pay us for our videos. However, we do work hand in hand in producing a lot of our videos. Like right now, during this time where everybody's at home, we are producing a series, and we already put one of them out, called Carnival Kitchen, where Carnival has given us access to some of the recipes from the main dining room staff, as well as some of the bartenders on board, and we are producing some videos on how you can make some of your favorite Carnival foods and some of your best Carnival drinks at the bar at home. And surprisingly, they're not that hard to make. Debbie just made an awesome, I'm going to let her tell you what it was because she only messed it up about 10 times while she was making it. What did you make yesterday?
We made, excuse me, eggplant parmesan.
That's right. She made a great eggplant parmesan that you would find in the main dining room on board all the Carnival ships. And I got to tell you, it turned out fantastic. We hope to get that video up either tomorrow or the next day. It's being edited as we speak. But it's a really great dish for you to make at home. It's different than how you would normally make it in your at-home kitchens. And you can literally make a recipe exactly the way it is on a cruise ship. And it really was fantastic. So I think the first thing we need to talk about and get it right out of the blue is lots of people are asking, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Two things. One, people can hear us loud and clear.
Perfect.
And everything is good, so we didn't want to continue until we got that out of the way. And secondly, you told everybody that Moscato was here with us today, but people cannot see him because he just so happens to be right where that little black area is. So he is here with us, and he's back there eating his millet so he can behave.
Oh, he dropped the millet to come say hello. This is Moscato. Say hello, Moscato. He talks nonstop, except when you want him to talk. Got your nose.
Peekaboo.
Got your nose. Come on, say something.
Look over here. You're on. Hey, you want to be a star, don't you?
This is Moscato. I said this is Moscato. He's a really cool pet. He actually has a lot of personality. He does have stage fright, though. You know, when people come over, he talks nonstop. But when people come over, or we put him in front of a camera and we actually tell him to talk, he never talks. Go up. No. All right, put you back up with your millet. Oh, you're making a mess all over the floor. Go ahead. Here's your food. There you go. Okay, so the first thing we were going to talk about and get it out of the way is what people seem to be on everybody's mind is when is Carnival going to sail again? So I have my notes here, so I will make sure I get them right. And this is going to be the official information.
Yes, the bird's name is Moscato.
Yes, the bird's name is Moscato. Okay, let's get this up here. So this is Carnival's official information, but I'm going to read you a disclaimer. What I'm about to tell you is going to be Carnival's official policy as to when they are resailing, but this seems to change every month. They've been adding some days to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you Carnival's official information, and then I'm going to give you our thoughts with what we know from powers that be that tell us things off the record. But you can take it for what it's worth. I'm here to tell you that if you're planning something, I would plan with the Carnival's official information and then take what we say afterwards as just guidance for what you're thinking when you book. So here's Carnival's official cruise line information. As COVID-19 situation continues to evolve, we regret to inform guests that Carnival Cruise Lines is having to cancel the following sailings. All ship sailings through June 26, 2020. All San Francisco sailings through 2020 completely, so that would be January 1st, 2021. All Carnival Sunrise sailings through October 19th, 2020. All Carnival Legend sailings through and including October 30th, 2020, so just in time for Halloween, which if you've never sailed on a Halloween cruise, man, is that fun.
It is a lot of fun.
And all Carnival Radiance cruises through November 1st, 2020. Now, if you've had a sailing and it's been on one of those cruises, if you canceled the cruise prior to Carnival canceling the cruise, then you're stuck with whatever cruise terms that Carnival offered you when you canceled the cruise. Sometimes it would have been their official cancellation policy, but when we were coming up and they didn't know what they were going to cancel, they were giving people an option to get out of their cruise, and they were offering somewhat less than when they canceled it.
Right.
If they canceled your cruise and you still had a cruise in good standing, Carnival is offering two different things. The first is either a full refund, where Carnival will send you back all of your money and just say, thank you very much, we hope to see you again soon. Or if you're willing to book another cruise, Carnival will give you 100% credit of what you paid on your cruise now towards a future cruise at the prevailing rate of that cruise, which right now are pretty darn cheap.
Right.
As well as if you were booked on a 6-day or longer sailing, they are giving you a $600 onboard credit in addition to that cruise credit. And if it was 5 days or less, they're giving you a $300 onboard credit. So let's talk about that for a minute. people are asking me constantly, should I book another cruise right after the current Carnival cancellation guidelines on when the ships are canceled? And my answer to that question is absolutely. And here's why. There's no downside to it. First of all, cruises that are right after the sailing date when the ships are supposed to take off are sailing very inexpensively right now. So if you book one of those cruises, first of all, if the cruise sails, you have to be prepared to go on it, in which case you got a very cheap cruise. But if it doesn't sail, what do you really have to lose? Because if you're going to cruise anyway, at that point, if you wait for them to cancel, traditionally they've been giving you all of your money towards another cruise,
right,
and then you're going to get a $600 onboard credit towards a future cruise. So to me, and one of my employees kind of brought that up because she actually booked 2 cruises right for after the cruise is shut down, hoping they cancel.
right.
Because I mean, really, you know, for waiting 3 to 4 months more, or maybe 6 months more, a $600 credit. I mean, you're certainly not going to get that kind of interest on your money just sitting in a bank account somewhere.
Right.
Although on Carnival stock right now, you kind of are. But anyway, yeah, the answer to the question I get is, you know, should I book after that? Is yeah, I absolutely would. If you know you're going to cruise, even if you know you're going to cruise just sometime in the next 2 years, absolutely book one of those cruises for right after the shutdown. If it opens back up, you're going to get a really cheap cruise. And if it doesn't, you're probably going to get a nice onboard credit from the cruise line to reschedule.
We actually have a good question here.
Yeah.
Deb Wright is asking,
Hi, Deb.
will they allow you to transfer the funds from a canceled cruise to one that you have a deposit on and still keep the $600?
I don't know. Probably not, but that is a very good question.
Because it's already booked, they may consider that a different one.
Yeah, I probably not. Follow me on my Facebook channel. I will find that out tomorrow from the powers that be at Carnival. And I will definitely, that's a really good question. I don't think so, because I think they're trying to get you to book an additional cruise, but it certainly is worth finding out. I think the answer is probably going to be, and again, follow me on Facebook and I'll put this on. I think it's probably going to be that, yes, you can transfer your money, but no, we're not going to give you the $600 onboard credit for a cruise that you've already have booked. I could be wrong, and again, I'll put that on my Facebook tomorrow.
We do have another question, is if you get the $600 onboard credit towards a future sailing, they're asking if you can actually purchase things online with that money before you sail.
It is an onboard credit. It is only available on board. It's good anywhere but the casino. But let's go back to that cancellation for 1 second, and then my personal belief on whether or not these cruises will actually be sailing. I think there's going to be another delay, especially with Carnival's announcement yesterday, which is something really cool that Carnival is doing for their crew. But it leads me to believe that there's not going to be a lot of time for crew to come back. Carnival ships, a lot of them right now are sitting off the coast of the Bahamas. They're just sitting there waiting. And what Carnival decided to do yesterday, apparently if you were there, it was kind of a really cool sight. All of the ships put all of their tenders down into the water, and they were tendering employees back and forth between the ships. And the reason why they were doing that is they are taking 9 of their ships, and they are going to sail all around the world, to Asia, to South America, to Africa, and they are going to sail all of these employees so that they can go home during the shutdown. Now, if you've traveled on sea before, you know that that process is just going to take a lot of time just to get these people home. And the reason they're doing it is because it's a lot easier than trying to get them into the United States or into the Bahamas and getting on airfares, because the governments aren't allowing people on. So everybody that's healthy, they're transferring to other ships, getting them home. But I can't see them taking all of these people home, somehow getting them back to their home country, having them disperse all to their homes.
Just to bring them
back immediately and sail back. And even if they brought them back immediately, I still don't think there'd be enough time by June, or whatever the date was. It was June 26th, to come all the way back and start operations as normal, because then they got to get all those employees back to their home ships, then those home ships that sailed all the departure points. I just don't see it. That's a personal belief. Some of my friends that work for the company have the same belief. Again, you don't really know until Carnival makes that decision, but I just don't see it. So personally, I am actually going to book a couple of those cruises in July with the really good feeling that it's probably not going to happen. And I'll take my $600 onboard credit if it's still being offered, and putting it towards another cruise, take my chances. And if it does happen, then great. Then we have 2 cruises to go on in July.
Right.
So that's my personal belief. And that's that. All right, so.
Before we get going, why don't we explain what our wheel is over here and how you're going to do that
yes.
before we let time get away from us.
So we are taking live call-ins. You can reach us at, I'm just going to hold this paper up several times throughout because there's always people that ask me to say it over and over and over again. 330-968-4300. You can call us live at 330-968-4300.
And you can't read it.
You can't read it? There we go. 330-968-4300. We will take your call live, answer any questions that you may have. Now, if you do call us live, or if you do a super chat inside of super chat, we are going to spin this wheel. Spin this wheel. They got to bring it up here. They can't see it over there.
I didn't know. Oh, Moscato liked that one. Oh.
We are going to spin this wheel. And no matter where it lands, you are going to receive a prize. If it lands on the orange sections, we have an even better prize for you. And we will mail that prize to you. If you do call in and you do get a spin of the wheel and you get a prize, contact me through my personal Facebook page, not through the group page because I'll miss it, I promise. Send me a message to our personal Facebook page and with your address, and we will get that mailed out to you. Have any questions that are non-called in so far? I should probably turn my ringer on.
I don't see any questions as of now, but somebody's telling you should use a Sharpie.
Yeah, I know. If I'd have been smart enough to get a Sharpie before we started, then
to think about that one, yeah.
That would have been great. So, let's talk about when Carnival does start sailing again. Is it going to be safe? What do you think?
I think yes. I think you're going to have to still take some precautions. They're going to make sure, you're definitely going to want to use hand sanitizer a little bit more than you normally would on a sailing. But you may want to be a little bit cautious going into the other countries. But I don't think that it would be, I don't think Carnival would open up and sail and take the risk of injuring or hurting any of their passengers if it wasn't.
I agree. The cruise lines, more than just Carnival, all the cruise lines get a bad rap. Carnival is doing everything it can to ensure that you are safe while you're traveling on board. I'm going to read you a list of some of the things that they're doing. Matter of fact, let me just pull that up now. That way I can actually read it as we're talking about it. Because there is going to be some major changes coming to the cruise industry when it comes to cleanliness and safetyness. And I'm not even sure you know them all. So let's pull them up here and take a look. Okay, Moscato, somebody must have came in. So.
I can't do this. Okay.
All right, Moscato, we hear you. Want another piece? Hold on, let me get the bird another piece of
millet.
That way he will not scream through the whole thing.
For some reason, whenever the dogs bark, he needs to feel like he has to too.
Yes. Okay. So in addition to the rigorous cleaning that they made prior to this whole situation, Carnival has promised these things. First of all, more frequent sanitizing of table, chairs, menus, and other surfaces in restaurants and bars before use. So while they used to have menus just laying around and they would give you a menu, now they're going to sanitize the menu in between each person touching it. So when you're in that main dining room, you know that menu has been sanitized before you take it. More frequent, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, we do have a couple of super chats. So I will write them down and we'll go ahead and announce them real quick and then we can spin for them here in just a moment.
Let's thank them first real quick.
Yes, we'd like to thank Vizos Travel. I might be pronouncing that incorrect, and if so, I apologize. That $10 super chat, and they said that they are a new subscriber here. So welcome.
Go lay down.
And then we have Spiker's Crazy Adventures, also a $10 super chat. Spin that wheel. They're very glad to meet us.
We are going to spin the wheel. Make sure you subscribe too, please.
And then we also have Matt, who also did a super chat of $1.99. We will spin for them here in just a moment.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we have more frequent deck sanitation of sun loungers, outdoor furniture, mini golf, sporting equipment, handrails, etc. So basically there is going to be people, crew members that are designed for one specific purpose, and that is to keep sanitizing the ship all day long in between each use. So when you get that that golf putter to play mini golf, it's going to be sanitized in between each one.
You know, on that note, kind of a little off note though, if they're going to sanitize everything in between each and every passenger's use, those passengers who like to put towels on their chairs and then walk away, they might be more apt to keep an eye on that 30 minutes in your
I
way
would
and
guarantee
take it
they're going to
away.
keep an eye on
So
that
that's
much
something
more,
to keep in mind too.
which is probably a good thing. Additional sanitizing of frequent hand-touch surfaces in all public areas and lounges of all restaurants, lobbies, elevators, handrails, public phones. Public phones? They still have those?
Well, they have the room-to-room phones.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
I was thinking like put a quarter in.
Well, they have them by the elevators or outside the theaters and stuff, so you can.
Counters, public displays, medical centers, gangways, casino chip games, slot machines, fitness machines, children's toys, security, screening equipment, amongst others. Whenever possible, and this is what I was thinking of, let's see. Yes, this is a really good one. I'm surprised they didn't do this beforehand. Whenever possible, staff will be serving the guests at the food station. There's going to be no more self-service buffet unless it's at something that they have no choice over. So whenever possible, staff will be serving guests at food stations, including the Lido buffet and ice cream machines, where personnel are posted to monitor these stations and service and ensure that they are cleaned and sanitized in a timely manner. In any self-service areas that remain self-service, utensils will be replaced on a more frequent basis. Stateroom services and fixtures will be thoroughly cleaned twice a day, paying particular attention to bathrooms and surfaces frequently touched. Sorry about the dogs, guys. You know, our whole family knew we were going to be live today. They keep coming in and out downstairs, and they know the dog barks. Okay, so where was I? All guest corridors, including handrails and stateroom doors, handles, are frequently sanitized. During instances the guests display flu-like symptoms, the stateroom will receive an additional deep cleaning, so they will be sanitizing your room as well twice a day. Hand washing sinks and sanitizer applications are available at entrance to all dining rooms and Lido buffet. A roster of guest communications detailing proper hand washing techniques will be visible throughout the ship and reiterated by staff and officers on board. Addition to hand sanitizer dispensers has been placed in highly trafficked locations that may not be hand sink available. The temperature in our washer and dryers has been increased to enhance disinfection of laundry goods, including bedding, towel cloths, towel, napkins, etc., which is great because most viruses, including this current one, die in the laundry at high temperatures. So that's a good thing. At night, every night, a deep cleaning disinfectation process will be conducted using electrostatic applications throughout specialized machines in highly trafficked public areas, including restaurants, fitness centers, spas, Lido deck areas, promenade, casino, medical center, public restroom, lounges, bars, lobbies, elevators, atrium, youth activity centers, arcade, and all public areas. And I've seen what these machines are. From an inside personnel showed me, and it's basically a mass sanitizer. It sanitizes an entire area. It's like a fog sanitizing system. So that's really cool, and that will be done at night. And then the onboard medical centers are staffed to handle a wide variety of staff and crew medical issues. Any guests or crew members who exhibit symptoms of influenza or upper respiratory infections with fever is strongly advised to visit the infirmary for a complimentary medical consultation. And that's a big change because before there was a charge if you went down to medical, if you weren't feeling well. So now if you even think you're not feeling well, go down to the medical center, have them check you out. I will tell you, if you have a fever and you have an upper respiratory infection, it's probably going to find you confined to your room, at least until the infection subsides. So, but it's nice to know that they are going to have staff there that are going to be trained now to handle this and that they're not charging anybody. So again, call in if you have any questions that we're not covering, 330-968-4300. We would love to answer any questions because I get a million questions on Facebook every day.
A couple things here on our end. We are going to need that wheel because we do have a couple more super chats. And happy cruising. I'm sorry the dog keeps triggering yours. It's not intentional, I promise.
And if we could hear hers, then they would just go back and forth.
I know, right? And
right.
then just to let you know, Matt had done a second super chat of $1.99. He's really eager to get that wheel spun for him.
All right, cool.
And we have Sean and Casey on vacay mode, did 2 super chats of $3, and we also have Ralph Field with a $10 super chat.
Very cool. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate you supporting our channel. We try and put informational videos out on a regular basis, and it does cost money to make these videos, so we appreciate you supporting us that way. You don't have to do a super chat. You can get a totally free spin of the wheel. Just call us with a question.
Right.
That's all you gotta do. I even brought a special phone just for it. We're just waiting for it to ring. Make sure I have my ringer on, huh?
And once again, the phone number?
330-968-4300. And it is on, so hopefully somebody will call. All right, who are we spinning for?
The first one is for video travel.
All right, video travel. You ready? Remember, if it lands on the orange, you're going to get to pick from a couple of bigger prizes. If it lands on any of the other spaces, you are going to get a really cool pack of Carnival playing cards. We have a caller. Hold on. Hi, Heather. Can you hold on a minute?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, you ready for the spin?
Yes.
All right, here we go. This is for Matt, right?
We'll do the first one for Matt, yes.
All right. It was going for a long time.
What did it stop on? I can't see it.
All right, this is for Matt. You ready? All right, Matt gets a pack of playing cards. Again, after your spin, contact me through my personal Facebook page. I'm very easy to find on Facebook. You can't miss my bald head.
And these are the cards.
Send me your
just so
address
you
and we
guys
will
can
get
see
this
them.
sent out to you. You have to send me your address within 48 hours. Next spin.
Spiker's Crazy Adventures.
I don't know why I keep spinning this so hard. Ooh, pack of playing cards. Next.
Video travel.
I didn't spin it so hard that time. Oh, here we go. Oh, pack of playing cards. We were close on that one.
We have Sean and Casey on vacay mode.
Pack of playing cards.
Ralph Field.
Come on, somebody's got to get the orange. Pack of playing cards.
And then we have Heather on the phone.
And then this is Heather on the phone, Heather Watkins. Tell you what I'm going to do to make this even cooler. You ready? Your next Carnival vacation, for any prize you get, whether it's orange or other one, if you book it through us, we'll give you a $25 on-board credit.
There you go.
All right? Cool. All right, Heather, you ready for your spin?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
She has to call in for a question. Where's her question?
Pack of playing cards and $25. What's your question, Heather?
Okay, so my question is, what Carnival cruise have you not been on that you're really super excited to go on?
Oh, wow. Because we've been on
Panorama.
just about everything but the Panorama at this point. We do have a really cool cruise coming up, which I'm going to tell everybody about. I was going to announce it in the eggplant video, but I'm going to give everybody a teaser right now. For Carnival's 50th anniversary, they are doing, and it's in 2022, they are doing a meetup cruise where they are going to have lots of ships meet up in one place so they can make a Carnival television commercial. And we have a really cool group that we've put together on board those ships. So that one I'm really excited about, because that is going to be more than, for those who decide to go with it, it's going to be a lot more than just the normal cruise. It's going to be private parties with free alcohol, onboard credits, all kinds of really cool things that we have for the group. We'll be announcing that in the next few days, but that is probably going to be one of the coolest cruises I've ever been on.
We did just get another super chat, and I'm probably going to...
I'm not done with Heather yet. She's still on the phone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Heather.
Any other questions, Heather?
I'm so used to him just going off on a rant, I keep forgetting.
Nope, that's it.
All right, thanks for calling in. Don't forget to send me your information so I can send you your prizes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Silly me. I hear you talking, and I just keep thinking you're
How many
just
people are you
talking.
watching?
121 people are with us today.
Cool.
And again, if I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. I think it's Charmand. $20 super chat. Has been watching you for a few years now and is looking forward to cruising Carnival Hawaii cruise in November.
Cool.
Very nice.
So let's talk about the cruise I won't go on. Since you want to know the cruise I would. I'll wait for somebody to ask.
Yeah, you
All
know
right.
it's going to happen.
Are we spinning this?
Yes, let's go ahead and spin for them.
Packet playing cards, $25 off.
Onboard credit.
Onboard credit. That's what I meant. So I don't really get a lot of people ask me what cruises I have that I'm like really looking forward to. But I do get a lot of people that ask me.
Unknown caller.
Hold on. Hi, this is Sal. Can you hold on a second? Hello?
Yeah, I can hold on.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Yep, hold on just 1 second. So I get a lot of people that ask me what cruise I will absolutely not go on.
Yes.
Oh, my three-legged puppy wants to say hello. We'll let you say hello in a minute. So the cruise I won't go on, and my wife knows this because she's just the opposite. She actually wants to go. I won't do an Alaskan cruise ever. Why?
Because of the Titanic.
That's right. Icebergs, Titanic. Now, I know cruising is so much safer than it was back then, and that modern cruise ships won't sink the way that one did. And all I have to say about that is exactly, word for word, what they told the people on the Titanic. So you'll never, ever, ever catch me on a cruise where there's a possibility of sailing into an iceberg. I just know I wouldn't sleep at night. Hi, Nancy. What's up?
Hi. Hey. So thanks for letting me call in.
No problem.
And I just wondered, have you done the chef's table before? Would you recommend it?
Yes, several times. So here's the thing.
What ship is your favorite one to do it on?
I don't think that matters.
I like the Vista because the Vista has its own private dining room, like right off the kitchen.
Yeah, they did.
So here's the thing with the chef's table, and you know it's kind of biased for me. As far as the experience, yes, I think everybody, if you have the extra money, try it once because it really is a culinary experience. Now for me, it's a little bit different. First of all, we're foodies. My son went to literally the best culinary school on the planet to be a chef. So because of him, we're definitely foodies, and we really enjoyed the experience of having the chef take you back there and really cook personal for you. Now, here's the good and the bad for us. We've had the chef's experience even without the chef's experience. We were lucky enough that the president of the cruise line once gave us his personal suite on board the Sensation or the Fantasy.
I thought it was a fascination.
One of the fantasy class ships, and the chef cooked for us personally then. And it was a very similar experience, except it was just the two of us and some of the senior staff. I will say this, the chef's table experience, the first time I did it as a customer, I really, really enjoyed it. The first thing you got to know, it's like a 3-hour long experience. So it's not like you're sitting there having dinner like a normal dinner. And it's going to be foods that you really haven't tried before. It's not like the food they're serving in the main dining room. So you really got to be willing to open your palate and try things that normally you might look at and go, oh my God, I'm not eating that. I will say that the second time I tried it, my wife and I both got food poisoning from the food. I'm quite sure that was a one-off thing because I know lots and lots of people have done the chef's table. I've never heard of anybody else getting sick from it. But the second time we did it, which was just last year, we both got really sick that evening, and then we had spoken to some other people we saw on the ship later that were at the same dinner as us, and unfortunately they were very sick afterwards as well. So that kind of put a damper on it for me. That's the reason why I probably won't do it again. But like I said, I know lots of people that have done the chef's table and have really, really enjoyed the experience, and I don't know anybody else besides us that has gotten sick. I think it was probably just a bad piece of meat or something, which can happen at any restaurant, whether you're on a ship or on land.
Do you have a favorite restaurant or a favorite place to eat, or just MDR?
Yes. We love the little sushi stand. Not the sushi stand, but the ships that actually have the sushi
ships.
Restaurants in them.
Yeah.
Their sushi is absolutely to die for.
The Vista, the Horizon.
It's like only $5 for a roll, so it's actually really reasonable, and it's the best ever.
The ones that actually have the bonsai restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, for $5, I mean, you can go in there and you can get a great sushi meal. And it's probably the freshest food on the ship. Yeah. On those restaurants, I can honestly say we probably ate there more than the main dining room.
We did, and in fact, I've never liked sushi. And he wanted to go there, and we decided to try it, and I figured, okay, I'll try it. And they changed my opinion on sushi, and now I eat it. So it's that good.
Come on. You're dying to come up. Come on.
Very cool. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Great.
Who is
Thank
that?
you. That is Nancy Plack, and we need to spin for her.
Oh, we need to spin. Did we spin for you, Nancy?
Oh, yeah, you can spin for me. Thank you.
All right, here we go. And Nancy got a pack of playing cards and $25 onboard credit. This is Kahlua. She is our three-legged puppy. You happy you got to come out and say hi? Oh, thank you, baby. Okay. All right, I'm putting you down now. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. How much more time do we have? What time is it? Because there are
We have about 25 minutes.
25 minutes. We have Brenda Bible. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for calling. I'm waiting for a telemarketer to call.
Hi.
You have a new warranty on your car coming. Go ahead, Brenda. I'm sorry.
Once Carnival opens, will they be booking at full capacity?
That is a very, very good question. And the official answer to that is nobody knows at this moment. However, word through the grapevine is they will not be booking at full capacity. But as of right now, I don't think anybody knows the answer to that question.
Okay, once when you get to port and you go to board, what is the medical release forms, or is that going to be changing?
I think the medical release form is probably going to be very similar. It's going to ask you symptoms that you may have of being ill. But I do know that they are planning on taking temperatures and having a much more vigorous actually screening to get on board, where there'll actually be a nurse there asking you questions, taking temperatures, that sort of thing, to make sure that you're not ill when you actually board the cruise ship. I don't think it's going to be like the old days where they're just taking your word for it.
Okay, now we're taking one with a family cruise in July 2021 on the horizon. By then, my husband will be 72. Will there be any stipulations on anybody over the age of 70?
Again, I don't think anybody knows that at this moment, but I don't think there would be any age issues as long as he's well.
Okay.
Nobody's
and by the
mentioned
way,
it.
I'm calling from Coshocton.
Hey, right down the street,
My sister lives in Coshocton.
yeah.
Well, actually, she moved to West Lafayette, but right in that area now. She used to live in Coshocton.
I heard they're tearing that giant basket down.
I don't know.
For those of you who don't know, Longaberger Basket is a wicker basket company here in Ohio, and they built a corporate office that literally looked like a giant wicker basket. It had the handles on it and everything.
Yes.
But they had some financial problems, and I hear they're actually tearing it down now. And it's weird because it's kind of a brand new building, but
Yeah, it's in Frazeysburg.
that's just up the road, isn't it, from where you're at?
Yep, we're in between Zanesville and New Philadelphia.
Very cool. I know exactly where you're at. Let me spin this wheel for you.
And then we have a question come our way, too.
Oh, you were so close. But you do get a pack of playing cards and a $25 onboard credit if you book through us on your next cruise. All right?
All right, thank you. You guys have a good evening.
Thanks for calling, Brenda. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
We have a really good question from Blaine, 2007 Rayleigh Creative. Wants to know, how will they determine who gets to keep their bookings if they have to cut the passengers to half, if they're only booking at 50% capacity?
That's my phone. You like the ringer? Hold on a second. Hi, this is Sal. Can you hold on a minute?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. I would say the cruise lines are going to determine that.
We'll leave that to them to figure out.
There's no way of knowing, since the cruise lines haven't even made that kind of decision yet. There's really no way of knowing. I will say this, though. On almost every cruising, up until the last week, there's usually lots of cabins left. So I would imagine if they put a rule like that into effect, they will be able to juggle people around to make sure that people at least got, maybe might not get the cabin they wanted, but they might get a cabin in the same level. If that's something the cruise lines even do.
Well,
who knows?
if they're waiting until that far out too, they may have, spaced the cabins out enough to the point where that's already
My
falling in
personal
line.
belief on that, and again, this is just my personal belief. This is not something that my friends at Carnival have told me. This is just something that I'm speculating, watching the local news, watching the ships that are bringing everybody home. Is my personal belief is that we're not going to be cruising anytime soon. I'm thinking November or January. And I'm thinking by then, spacing isn't going to really be an issue because I think we're going to have not a cure, but I think we'll probably have a vaccination if you listen to Fauci and those guys. I think we'll probably have something pretty secure to make sure that these things aren't as bad as they are today. Again, that's just my personal opinion. I could be way off base, but that's just how my thing based upon everything that I've seen the cruise line say to us on the back end, all my friends, looking at the news of what they're doing, spacing ships out, looking at what government officials are saying, looking at ports that want to stay closed to cruise ships throughout the world. Because it's not just United States ports, it's ports throughout the world where ships aren't going to be able to pull into. That's just my personal belief. I don't think we're going to be cruising until about November. Hi. Sorry to put you on hold.
Hi. Oh, that's fine.
Who do we have with us here?
I love your guys' channel. It's helped me a lot with all the information you guys put out there.
Thank you very much. What's your name?
I was wondering, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
As a first-time cruiser, what would be a dish you'd recommend from the main dining room?
Oh, well, I know what my wife's will be. It'll be a dessert.
Yeah, that's the first thing that popped in my head. You know, I don't really know that I have a specialty favorite thing from the dining room, other than, like he said, a dessert. Is there something you could think for a meal?
Yes. And it's kind of weird because my favorite dish on board, it's evolved over time. Because when I started Carnival, the main dining room was really like upscale dining. You didn't have like down home cooking in it. You know, it was all stuff that lamb chops and things of that nature. Where now the menu has gone to where there's still a lot of upscale things on there, but now you can get things like fried chicken and lasagna and things of that nature on there. And my favorite dish has kind of evolved. It's become the lasagna, either the vegetable or the beef lasagna.
Yeah, you do like
And
that.
the reason why is because they use like a cheese on it. You know, they tell me it's mozzarella, but it's no mozzarella I have ever had. It's like a very creamy mozzarella that goes on top. And I'm a little different than most. I had gastric bypass surgery about 6 years ago. So my stomach which is why I'm drinking water and not alcohol. So my stomach don't handle a lot of food really well, and that's one that I find is not only really tasty because whatever they do with that cheese, it's just I really, really enjoy it, but it doesn't hurt my stomach. So for me, that's what I look forward to as far as a dish the best on cruise.
I think I look forward to two things. One would be an appetizer, which is the escargot.
Oh, I love the escargot too.
And then on sailings that are 5 days or longer, I believe it is, you can get on the last night the Grand Marnier souffle, and that is my absolute favorite. And if you guys subscribe, we will be making that as one of our...
Yes, that is one of the Carnival dishes we make at our Carnival at-home kitchen during the shutdown. And a little funny about the Grand Marnier souffle.
It's a lot funny.
I told you earlier in the video that we were nice enough that Bob Dickinson, who used to be the president of Carnival years back, was gracious enough to give us the owner's suite on board one of the fantasy class ships. And the first night, when you're in the owner's suite, they really treat you very, very differently because they think you're an invited guest of the owner of the cruise line, of the president of the cruise line. So the very first night, we were invited to have dinner at the captain's table. Now, when you're at the captain's table, it's not like the old Love Boat if you've never sailed before. They take the first dining table right behind the maitre d', and that becomes a table for you, the captain, and all of his head officers. And the maitre d', who's normally seating people, he becomes your waiter, and he waits on you. And my wife just happened to mention to the captain, I think he asked her what your favorite thing is, and she said, you know, I really love the Grand Marnier souffle, and typically they only have it on the last day of the cruise. Well, to back up for a second, I think it was like 2,500 square foot apartment we had overlooking the Lido deck had a butler.
Yeah.
A 24-hour-a-day butler. And when she told the captain that she really enjoyed the Grand Marnier souffle, the next morning for breakfast, there was fresh Grand Marnier souffle.
For lunch.
For lunch, there was fresh Grand Marnier souffle. Every single meal we had, whether it be in the suite or at dinner, they offered her a fresh Grand Marnier souffle. And then the very last night, or second to last night, she was talking to the head chef who was dining with us, and she says to him, she says, what are the odds I can get the recipe to the Grand Marnier souffle? And he says, no problem. And?
Well, we got it for sure. 6 months later, it took us that long to figure out how to actually make it because the recipe was for like 5,000 people. So we had to sit there and really work at that, trying to get it dwindled down. So now we got it down to we can make it for 40 people, but it works.
Yeah, instead of like, add 4 tablespoons of Grand Marnier souffle, it was Grand Marnier. It was like add 4 bottles of Grand Marnier. So yeah, it took her a long time, but we are actually going to make that. We actually have the recipe now. And we're going to be putting out these Carnival kitchen videos. And these videos are actually sponsored by Carnival. They were nice enough to contact me and ask me to make these videos, which is really cool. So if you like the Grand Marnier souffle as much as she does, you'll really enjoy that video. That'll probably come out sometime next week.
Right.
All right. Oh, Robert, we got to spin the wheel or we already spun it.
No, we got to spin the wheel.
All right, very cool. Thank you, Robert, very much. Appreciate you calling in.
Yep, thanks.
I'm going to
Bye-bye.
spin the wheel for Robert. Maybe I'll be a little bit luckier.
Nope.
And Robert gets some playing cards.
Oh, I thought we spun it already.
No.
Oh, you had it written there, so I thought you...
No, I have its $25 onboard credit written down for him.
So what else do we need to talk about? What other questions do we have?
Let's see. Somebody is asking, actually, Pamela Sanders, should I get my money back since no one knows when we can cruise again?
Well, Pamela, I let's face it, Carnival will be cruising again. It might not be next month, it might not be for 6 months, but Carnival is going to cruise again. So it's really up to you. Are you planning on going on another cruise? Can you wait 6 months? Because by waiting, you're going to get that $600 onboard credit.
Well,
if you don't wait, then you'll get your money back. But if you're going to go on that cruise anyway, I don't know. My personal opinion is I would wait and take the $600 onboard credit.
Yeah, and the other way to look at that too is, even if you're not going to sail in 6 months, if you decide you want to wait and sail in 2 years, that onboard credit.
No, there's a cap. Don't say it. There's a cap.
Okay, well, within that cap, I mean, it can go out a little ways, so it doesn't have to be right as soon as.
Yeah, there is a cap, but it is. I think it's you have a whole other year once they start sailing to pick another sailing. It's a very liberal cap, but if it was me, no, I would absolutely okay, so let's take an average cruise for 2. Let's just take a 6-day cruise. It's going to cost you about $1,500. Okay. So, hi, this is Sal. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Mike from Havana.
Hi, Mike. Can you hold on for just a second?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, so let's say you take that $1,500 and you get your money back. Let's say you put that into something that's going to make you some interest. Let's say you put it into a mutual fund or something like that that's going to make you a decent interest. In a year, which is about how long you would take for that cruise, you're not going to make half, a 50% interest unless you pick something that's really good to invest in. That's a really good return on your money. So I would definitely stay with it. If you really don't know if you're going to cruise again, or if you need the money now, which, let's face it, a lot of people do. There's a lot of people not working right now. Then yeah, definitely take the refund. Hi, how can I help you?
Hey, I turned 55 this year, and I was wondering...
Happy birthday.
Over 55... Thank you. Is the over 55 discount significant enough to wait, or should I book now, and then will they lower it later? Or...
I think the pricing right now, if you book a cruise right now, is going to be better than any discount that's going to be once the cruise lines open back up. Because once the cruise lines open back up, they will start selling out their ships. It's just the nature of the beast. Look at all the people right now in the height of this that are willing to go to restaurants. So once the cruise lines open back up, pricing will go back up. So if the question is, should you book now or book later, I would definitely book now.
What about under proverbial normal circumstances, since you've done this for a while before this all started? I mean, how much was the difference?
It just depends. There is no exact difference. It really there's so many factors involved. It depends on the sailing. It's supply and demand, just like an airline ticket. It depends on how sold out they are. There is no specific set amount on what the discount is. The same would be for military discount, active duty military discount, and things of that nature. There is no set discount. So regardless of, on a normal circumstances, it's just like buying airfare. You never know if it's going to be cheaper 6 months out or cheaper the day beforehand, because it just depends on the sailing and how that sailing is booking. But if you're looking at the actual circumstance of today, I would definitely book sooner than later, because either way you're going to get that discount. But the discount overall in the sailing is going to be very beneficial. I mean, there are cruises going out right now for $40 that are booking, not going out, that are booking right now for $40, plus your port charges and taxes. So yeah, there are some now. If you can look towards the future, I mean, now is a great time to book a cruise. That's why I'm going to book a couple in July, hoping that they don't sell. Because I know that $600 onboard credit for putting $40 down for the cruise plus your port charges, and even that you only got to put a deposit on. It just doesn't make sense not to for somebody that's going to sail. I hope that answers your question, Michael.
Yep, appreciate the time.
Let me spin the wheel for you. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh,
so
two away.
close.
They can't see it's two away because it's still in the sheet. There we go. Got a pack of playing cards for you and a $25 onboard credit for your next cruise if you book through us. Again, if you were one of these folks who called in or got a spin through the super chat, make sure you contact me through my Facebook page, not my Facebook group, my actual page. I'm very easy to find on Facebook. Give me your address and we will get that sent out to you.
Can you give the phone number one more time?
Yes, phone number 330. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Nope. He's gone. All right, phone number once again, 330-968-4300. How much more time do we have left?
9 minutes.
9 minutes. This has been really fun, by the way. This was a great idea, the 12 hours of cruising. And when I was contacting the asked to do this, I was a little leery of, because I don't do very many live videos. But actually, this was really cool. I really enjoyed this.
Excuse me. Jason McDaniel is asking, when will they get the refund?
When will they get the refund? That's a good question. Hi, this is Sal. Can you hold on a minute?
Sure.
Thank you. So, refund, that's a good question. So, if you canceled your cruise, you probably should already have your refund, because I think most of those people who canceled the cruise were before Carnival's cancellation. If Carnival canceled your cruise, it's up to you when you get your refund. It's not an automatic refund, since you have a choice to make whether or not you want to use that as a future onboard credit and get a $600 onboard credit, or future cruise cash to put towards another cruise and a $600 onboard credit, or if you want a refund. There's actually a web page, and tomorrow I will post it on my Facebook channel, as well as I'll put it in the comments on this actual video if you come back to it. There is a form that you have to fill out online to let them know whether you want a refund, or whether or not you want to use it towards another cruise. Once you fill out that form, I'm told that the refunds are normally within 7 days, but I have had people tell me that it's taking a little longer. But you will get the refund once you've asked for the refund from Carnival. Hi.
Hi, Bob here. Down the road from you in Youngstown.
Oh, very cool. Right up the street.
What's your name?
Yeah, right down the street.
What's your name again?
So anyway, Bob.
Bob.
So anyway, on my bucket list is a Panama Canal. What do you think of that? Is that worth the while?
Never done it. We were actually invited to do it by one of our captain friends, and then if it didn't work out with our schedule, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and in fact, we were just looking at some cruises for the next year, and he was having me look it up, and that's one of the ones I actually put down on it. So we might be doing that one sooner than later.
My parents actually moved to Panama several years back. They didn't last very long. They only stayed there a year, but they did love it there. This was several years back. But I will say this, a lot of Panama cruises are tough, though, because a lot of cruises, by the nature of the fact that you're going through the Panama Canal, you have to leave on one coast and then arrive at another coast. So the airfare can be a little expensive, because 2 one-way airfares is typically more expensive than buying a round-trip airfare from one port, if that makes sense to you. So, but I would do it in a heartbeat. I hear it's a fantastic cruise. It's a lot of fun going through the locks.
Well, I'm a history buff, and just to see that would be
I can imagine. I'm the same way. I would do it in a heartbeat. It just, for us, the timing just hasn't worked out right for us to do it, but we would absolutely do that.
Okay, well, thank you.
Wait, did we spin the wheel for you, Bob?
Not yet.
Let's spin the wheel for you.
Is this the same number I would call to book a cruise to you?
Yes, sir. And Bob got a deck of playing cards and a $25 onboard credit on his next cruise. Very cool.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
Bye-bye.
How much time do we have left?
And-
Because I think we don't want to
Excuse
go
me.
over because there is another
We-
channel.
We have 5 minutes left.
And the next, there should be somebody posting in our group in the next few minutes, letting them know where to go for the next video in 5 minutes. If it hasn't happened yet, it will in a couple minutes.
Okay. In the meantime, we do still have 5 minutes. Jason, no, I'm sorry, I have the wrong name here. Jenner's Patters is asking us if Moscato ever tells a story. And let me tell you what, in the middle of the day when you were trying to get things done or trying to do something like working or watching a show or just trying to do something where you don't want noise in the background, that bird will not stop
Oh
talking.
yeah, he'll talk. And he calls the dog constantly.
Yes, he calls our little tripod around the house all the time.
So most of our animals, with the exception of my son's dog, are named after liquors. It's kind of odd, but all of our pets kind of have been. So we have the tripod that was up here a little while ago. Her name is Kahlua. And the bird will sit there all day long going, Kahlua, Kahlua.
He does.
All day long calling her. It's kind of funny to see. Hi, James. James? Hello. Hi.
How you doing today?
Good. We only have a couple minutes. What's up?
When will you feel safer going on a cruise again?
That is a very good question, James. And the truth of the matter is, that's actually a tough question. Because,
I know, because
you know, here at home, while I want to see everybody getting back to work, and I know that we're in a really tough situation, I also think that it scares me to really do anything until there's either a vaccination or a treatment. That being said, I do believe,
I think people are wrong.
I think everybody has their own opinion on it. But that being said, I will say this, and I believe this in my heart. The cruise lines get a very bad rep for not being sanitary because, you know, if somebody gets a norovirus, it ends up on Fox News, okay? Because it makes good news. I do believe, I know a lot of people that work for Carnival. I can call the Carnival people, a lot of them there are extended family. And I know the policies they put into effect, and I know the cleaning that these ships really do get. I mean, think about it. You've got 5,000 people in those ships, and when you walk down the hallway of that ship, do you really see something that there's 5,000 people on? No, you see a very clean area. And I believe that being on a cruise ship will be just as safe as leaving your house and going to a normal restaurant who is social distancing and keeping the place clean. So while ideally I think I'd be super safe after there's either a cure or a vaccination,
I agree with you.
If I were willing to leave the house and go to the supermarket, I would feel as comfortable going onto a cruise ship. I just would.
I think it's safer on a cruise than it is an airplane.
I work for an airline, so I could give you all, I could tell you all about that. I agree. Going on a cruise would be a lot safer than going on an airplane.
Oh.
And here's my tip for an airplane. You ready? I'm gonna give you this last tip for everybody. If you listen to nothing else I've
know
said
it was-
during this entire video, take this for somebody who worked for, I'm not going to say the airline, but they're all the same, okay? This is the piece of information that I will give you. You ready? Never, ever, under any circumstances, drink the coffee. Don't do it. I'm telling you, those water lines only get cleaned like once every couple of years, and you'll be surprised the sludge that comes out of them when they do. Don't ever, ever drink the coffee. All right, let me spin this wheel for you, and then we've got to go because there is another channel waiting to come on board.
Yep, and we got 1 minute.
Okay, we enjoy your vlog.
Thank you very much.
Oh!
Look at that. He got the orange.
Which one are we doing?
All right, let him pick. You got the orange. I gave you
Well,
the
you
hook
got the
there.
book over there.
So you got, nope, it's over here.
We have a picture frame. I don't know if you can see that.
A Carnival Cruise photo album.
Or we have a elephant towel animal picture frame.
You can pick. Can you see the screen?
The picture frame, what's that one you're talking about?
This is a picture frame.
Okay, I see it in her hand.
This is the Carnival Cruise Line's photo album.
Scrapbook kind of
Scrapbook
thing.
kind of photo album.
Or we have a towel animal picture frame.
the My Carnival Cruise frame.
Excellent. It's all yours. Contact me through Facebook. Give me your address, and that will be on its way.
Okay.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. This has been a whole lot of fun. We're going to sign off, to be fair, for the next guy. They should have put a link down in our group chat somewhere. If not, go down in the description of this video, and there are links to all the different times there. Thank you for taking part in this. We really had a great time. We'll see you guys up on the Lido deck.
And I'm hoping that No Name is screwing with us.